The disappearing bike lane. It's that cruel magic trick that no one wants to see. Sometimes it happens overnight and sometimes it takes several years, but it's always happening, eroding our precious bike lane real estate. Is there anything we can do to stop this cancer infecting our bike lanes? And are some bike lanes more immune than others? Let's explore on this episode of Point to Point. Disappear, to pass from view, to cease to be. There are many ways that a bike lane can cease to be. The best bike networks, those in Amsterdam or Copenhagen or Strasbourg, have so many connections that they may appear to be never-ending. In the US, where most bike networks are still being pieced together, it's not uncommon to run into an unexpected dead end. Not the street, mind you. No, the street will carry on, but your lane will not. Check out this example. Here we are traveling on Halsted Avenue on Chicago's north side. A decent protected lane. You can see this is a major intersection at Grand, so the protection ends, allowing cars to loiter in the lane. I'm sure the protection continues once we get across. Oh, it does not. Well, still we have some of this nice green paint. That's often a sign of a bike lane's importance, so surely we'll get that protection back momentarily. Surely you think this bike lane won't be passing from view. Think again. Beyond the underpass, there's plenty of space for what could have been a nice, wide, buffered or protected lane. Instead, it's a 4-lane car thoroughfare. Though just for a block. We'll come back to that later. Want another type of bike lane disappearing act? How about the one on a road under construction? This is inevitable at times, but when it's a main bicycle artery and there are no accommodations for bikes on any parallel streets, the bikes just get jammed together with vehicle traffic. Here's a section of Milwaukee Avenue currently under construction. What's typically a protected lane buffered by parked cars is now very much unprotected, with buses and cars filling in the available space. Okay, but the bike lane will be better, smoother when it returns, you say. Probably, but not all construction projects improve bike lanes. Building construction and sidewalk projects can also bleed into the street, and the first casualty is going to be the bike lane. Always. If it doesn't disappear, it's a lot less pleasant to ride on while the project drags on from one season to the next. Then there's the classic now you see it, now you don't bike lane. These are commonly found even at minor cross streets, where bikes are guided to merge and share the road with vehicular traffic through the intersection. Often there are no clear directions for exactly where bikes should go. Good luck. Safely on the other side, the bike lanes reappear, often to disappear again at the next intersection. Or sometimes they don't reappear. How about this version, the ultimate fake-out? Here we see the bike lane actually maintained through the intersection. Everything looks good until you realize there is no bike lane on the other side. They even paved over the sharrows that used to be there. It doesn't even get sharrows. I laugh about that every time I ride past. Another unique variant is this one, where we have a nice buffered bike lane, no issues. Then boom, it's gone. Why? Oh, to make room for a vehicle turn lane. Well, of course. That's important, so we'll just have to merge you with traffic for a bit. No issues, right? But these still aren't the most painful ways a bike lane can cease to exist. Like an ancient seawall slowly crumbling into the ocean, a bike lane can also fade into oblivion, especially those bike lanes relying on paint alone. Like the houses made of straw and sticks, the big bad wolf of weather and wear can chip away until nothing is left. Want some sad examples? Oh, I've got plenty. Here's a weathered street with a section that was recently patched and restriped, but restriped only in that section. A few blocks away, here's another patch job with dashed lines for some reason, giving Mother Nature a head start, I guess. Compare the bright new stripe with the old lifeless one. The thing is, even the new paint doesn't stay bright or clearly visible for very long. These intersections were just resurfaced and repainted a couple years ago, but already the paint is getting worn away, returning to bare pavement. You can see why. Vehicles of all shapes and sizes are literally running across the painted lane from all directions, letting their tires do the slow and steady work. Sometimes a road crew gives an assist, digging up some bike lane markings and just leaving them as is. One way or another, over time, nothing is left. Remember that Halsted bike lane turned thoroughfare? Well, here we are, another block later, and the bike lane is returned. Maybe more accurate to say the ghost of a bike lane. What's left of it does not present a compelling case for drivers to pay attention. So they usually don't. While there are enough bikes on this route so that most drivers are thinking about bikes, at least occasionally, it's definitely not because of some paint remnants on the ground. Look at this. Am I in a bike lane? Maybe? And recall that this is a pretty active bike route. There are miles and miles of similarly disappearing bike lanes across the city. It's no wonder vehicles show these bike lanes no respect. Just look at the decaying state of this thermoplastic. It just screams temporary. Or how about this bike lane? Can you even see it? Look closely. Okay, there's not a bike lane of any kind on this street. But you weren't sure, were you? It's barely distinguishable from some of the others I've shown you. Still with me? Fantastic. You reached the point of the video where I bravely declare that all hope is not lost. Feel free to subscribe and like the video, then bear with me as I explain how we fix this problem. Simply put, we can't keep doing more of what we've done in the past. Another layer of thermoplastic striping and a little extra green paint, that's not going to cut it. No, what we need is to think about our bike lanes the way the Dutch do. First, that means separating and protecting bike lanes whenever possible. I don't care if it's simple plastic bollards. That's enough to keep cars, trucks, and buses from running over bike-designated pavement and parking in the lane. It makes paint and the weathering process much less important. Second, we need to designate biking areas not with paint, but instead with tinted pavement. In the Netherlands, cycle paths get red pavement, actual pavement, whether on a separated path or a traffic-adjacent lane. It says to all road users, bikes are welcome and vehicles are not. It also says permanent, not temporary, in a way that no paint or signage possibly could. Sure, this is a slightly more expensive way to pave a road, but if the Dutch can do it, so can we. Whenever roads with bike lanes get repaved, the bike lane should be paved a different color, whether protected or not. Over time, this colored repaving will signal progress being made on public infrastructure and also give city leaders one more statistic to tout, in addition to total miles of bike lanes and miles of protected or buffered lanes. And did I mention its permanence? Here's a section in downtown Austin, built a decade ago. Now fast forward from 2015 to 2024. The trees have grown nicely, but the bike lane is basically unchanged. Here's another solution using pavers in Carmel, Indiana and Minneapolis. What do you think? Is this the future? A simple way to protect against disappearing bike lanes? Or are there other solutions that make more sense? Let me know in the comments what's working or not working in your city. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.